Today we're doing Paula's calf brisket and potato cake. The potato cake is called Ulnyik. Paula's my mum and she's been making this dish for years and years at our Passover festival. This dish takes me back to my childhood for as long as I can remember. She makes it on every Passover and it's her specialty. This is a cut of meat that you can't buy in a normal butcher. It's called a calf brisket, but really what it is a veal brisket or a veal breast left on the bone. It's a weird looking thing. So on one side it looks like a brisket and on the other side it's just got all the bones. This is how I make it, exactly like my mother made it, and it's really one of our favourites. Okay, first we've got to chop onions. So for each brisket we need 4 onions and they're chopped roughly, so you don't have to stress about fine chopping for this one. Don't do any chopping in the Monday morning cooking club kitchen without our goggles. I love food. I have a passion for food and an obsession, my mother calls it. Cooking with her started it off for me, and since then my life has been about food. 1/3 of a cup of oil. And it's fine, you don't have to preheat the oil, you can just put the onions in, put the oil in and then cook it. And I'm just tossing them through so they get coated in oil. And then just going to leave them. We don't want them too brown because they're going to be on top of the brisket for 3 hours. We're going to cook it bone side up, so we're going to start on the non-bone side with the onion. So half of the onion mixture on each one. So all over. There's a little bit of oil, so bring the oil with it. And be generous with the salt because it really adds to the dish. So onion flakes, dried onion flakes, but really if you've got a problem with them, just leave them out. So turn it over and don't stress because they will fall into the pan, but we're going to baste later anyway so they'll get back into it. And then you just do the same again. And all that beautiful, beautiful oniony oil has to go in as well. I say all, but there's not that much, so that little bit of oil. Then just in the bottom of the pan, you put water. As long as the base of the pan is covered with water, that's really what you want. All you need to do now is cover it with foil and bake it in the oven for 2 hours. You don't need to do anything to it. You want it to steam and roast at the same time. The brisket is served in my parents' house every year with the same thing. Nothing ever changes. It's a dish called potato Ulnyik that she serves with it, which is like a big potato cake. You need potatoes, you need to peel them and you need to grate them. You need to let them sit for a little while so the liquid comes out, and then you need to squeeze any excess liquid out so they're as dry as possible. And you mix that together with 2 onions, which you grate, 2/3 of a cup of fine matzah meal. It's really just like breadcrumbs. And you season it really well. A couple of eggs which have been lightly beaten. You spoon in the potato mixture into the baking tray, into the hot oil. Flatten it out a little bit, but don't flatten it out too much because you like to keep those little crispy bits sticking up, which are really great to eat. And then you bake it. And the great thing about this potato cake is that you can cook it in the afternoon or even the day before you need it, and then cut it into squares and just reheat it. So the brisket's been in 2 hours. And all we're doing now is flipping it over and basting. We've got to get all these onions from the bottom and put them back on the top. Give the top a really, really golden sweet crust. Just putting a bit more water in the base just so it doesn't dry out. Because remember, we want to baste it, and to baste it you need liquid, and if it just dries out in the oven there's not going to be any liquid to baste it. So that water's going to catch all the juices and the onions. That'll just give us a beautiful basting medium. And this is where the love comes into this dish, because every 30 minutes or so you have to baste it lovingly. And we're just getting those juices and spooning them over the brisket so it doesn't dry out. For our family, it is always about the food. If you're here when my kids come home from school, the first question, what's for dinner? We are obsessed. We love it as a family. So here is the brisket done, and I have to say it looks bloody good. Oh, yeah. And it is so soft, and the smell that's coming from that meat smells delicious. And I'm going to cut it into 2 bone portions. That's what I'd serve it in, like 2 bones. Heavy meat with onions and oil, and we've got potato with salt and a little more oil. And I think the perfect accompaniment is the cucumber salad.
Pretty damn good.
Yummo, perfect
Let's
lunch.
go eat.
Yeah.
Ready?
And no matter how much we've already eaten, we're always
fit in more.
Superb. Friday nights in our house, and really in every Jewish household across the world, which is the most amazing thought, to think that on a Friday night all the Jewish families are sitting around the table with their family and with their friends, and they're eating, or they're fressing as we like to say, which means eating with abandon and joy.